Hello, this is Cho of the Shiny Colors Discord. Today, we're not talking about the cards themselves, but we're going to be talking about the Twilights Collection banner. Now that we've had a second banner, there's been a couple things that have been confirmed or deconfirmed with them that make the banner kind of worse, and in general just makes Twilights Collection kind of redundant and a little annoying. And I just kind of wanted to air my grievances in a video and see if there's people that feel similarly or feel differently about it. Just something to start some conversation, right? So first off, the banner itself proved something very important. Kiriko 7 and Twilights Collection Kiriko are the same card. Originally, when Mono came out, people thought that, oh, this card is going to be its own kind of series of card, not tied to the unit's design, right? So maybe the TC Mono was going to be exclusive to Mono herself. It's not an Illumine theme. Well, now that Kiriko is just the Swordsman Antika set, that's been kind of thrown out the window. So you can expect a Meguru and Hiyori styled exactly like Mono eventually. So that's already something that's kind of about the whole setup right now. But the other thing too is the banner's numbers. So it has the typical SSR rate of 5%, 2% for produce, 3% for support. Of note, if we scroll down here, Kiriko, of course, is at a 0.5%, but you will also see that Mono is back on the banner. That's cool. However, Mono's pickup rate is 0.017%, the exact same as every other produced SSR. So that means a couple things. One, if you were trying to specifically aim for old TC cards because you missed out on them, good luck. Your odds of pulling them are super low. That doesn't mean it can't happen, but the likelihood is super low. And that is rough, to say the least. You would think that just being Twilight's Collection would at least bump it up maybe like half of the pickup rate, so 0.25%. But that's pretty eh. We go down to support SSRs, we're going to see the same thing. Hinana, 0.5%. Kaho, 0.043%, since there are a little less support SSRs than produce. The real issue with this is that the number is only going to get worse as more banners happen, because the pool is going to get larger, which means that percentage gets spread out more among those cards, which is not great. Again, if you're specifically looking for cards that you missed out on, trying to get them on the rerun is going to be really difficult. The last real thing to point out here is that the stamps for the banner still have the Selection SSR ticket. However, this here says that you can only get Hinana and Kiriko. So if you were going into this thinking, oh, maybe I'll be able to spark previous Twilight's Collection cards. Nope, can't do it. You can only spark what's new. So, as a result, it means that the previous Twilight's Collection cards are just going to be infinitely harder to get as time goes, as opposed to getting potentially easier to get as time goes. And I don't know, it just doesn't really sit well with me. I feel like there just needs to be a lot of things that need to be improved on the banners. There's still the whole rainbow piece system with it, exclusive to TC because you can't Hazuki them, which now that you can't even spark for copies of them after their banner is over, the Hazukis are, well, the lack of Hazuki situation becomes even more egregious. Because let's say that you go all the way on this banner and you get 5 copies of Kiriko, right? You did it. You completed Kiriko. Now, the likelihood of you actually getting any sort of rainbow pieces, sorry, it's still kind of early, to purchase for any future TC cards to upgrade them, the likelihood is super low because, again, Kiriko's going to be on that lower percent chance. So it kind of almost forces you to have to spend ahead of time while the card is actually on pickup, which I don't need to tell you how kind of poopy that sounds. So, I don't know. The whole situation just feels kind of rough, and I'm not the biggest fan of the direction the Twilight's Collection is really going. I think there are a lot of things that need to be adjusted. I think being able to spark the previous cards with the Selection SSR ticket after 30 pulls honestly would just be reasonable at this point. Improving upon the pickup rate for Twilights Collection cards as banners go, or maybe after they get enough of them, you start picking a couple of them to pick up. But the problem with that is if the banner is every 4 months, then they're not going to build up enough of a pool before it's like year 7 or year 8 or year 9. And I feel like projecting that far ahead is not smart. So we'll see. Maybe even with the stamps themselves, maybe the first 5 stamps could get you maybe like 1 Twilights Collection piece. So that way you do 5 steps out of 30, and you have enough to purchase 1 dupe of a card, technically. Maybe they'll allow us to eventually trade more of those pieces. Maybe we can trade like a bunch of rainbow pieces to eventually get 1 of the Twilights Collection cards. Something. I don't know. Anything, really. Because as it is, this banner kind of sucks. And that's not to say that the cards themselves are bad, but everything around the banner just feels really not cool. Like, yeah, it's a gacha game, obviously, but you can make gacha banners feel worth it. And right now, Twilight's Collection, outside of, ooh, big strong card, doesn't really feel worth it. If you go all the way 90,000 Feather Jewels, and only find 1 copy of 1 card, and so you spark the other one, well, whoop-de-doo. The card basically doesn't do anything for you. You would still need to find more copies, which means you have to go back in again. And maybe you don't find them, so you have to spark it again, because you can't use Hazukis on the card. Something's got to change. I don't know, what do you think? Do you feel like Twilight's Collection is kind of a rough banner? Do you feel it's fine? Do you think it could be way better? Do you think it could be worse? I don't know. Feel free to have a discussion about it, honestly. I'm very open to it. I originally was kind of skeptical. I was like, well, maybe they'll have something to justify this. But now I feel like Twilight's Collection is a lot less justifiable. So, we're just gonna have to see. Shiny review will probably happen unless I just get really tired of this banner, in which case, make sure to check the community tab, and I may have a review over there instead. For now, though, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. I've been Sho. Have a wonderful rest of your day.